and I'm on gonna hold my going on, going on. Now if you come out the Baptist church, they used to sing a song that says, hold to his hand. Everybody say, let me hear you say, oh, God done changed. Oh, you ought to be all things. Everybody say, oh, come on. Everybody say, oh, oh, you better hold. God done changed. Oh, you ought to be all things. Everybody say, you got trouble in my way. I have to drop sometimes. So much trouble. I have to drop sometimes. I lay awake at night. 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 Anybody ever had some sleepless nights with some tears coming down your eyes? I lay awake at night. That's all right. Shine and true. Yes, sir. Somebody say Jesus. Somebody say Jesus. Somebody say Jesus. Somebody say Jesus. Tell your neighbor. Everybody say Jesus. Everybody say Jesus. If he's going to fix it. Somebody say he'll fix it. Has he ever fixed it for anybody? Let me see you wave your hand. Somebody say Jesus. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, somebody say Jesus. After a while, my mind is made up. Hallelujah. I'm on my thank you, sir. Gonna hold my going on. Oh, my mind is made. Hallelujah. I'm on my gonna hold going on. Some folks would rather have houses. Sit down. And land. Sit down. Some folks choose silver and gold. Do y'all know that song? That's the old one. Everybody say, big, think, take track, and forget about that soul. And for that soul, but I decided to make Jesus my joy. Come on, look at your neighbor, tell him the road gets rough. The road and the going gets tough. And the hills and the hard to climb. long time ago, a long time. There is no doubt in my mind, I've decided to make Jesus, to make sure that's all. Let me say that one more time. Tell somebody the road is rough, oh, rough, and the going gets tough, and the hills are hard to climb. Ooh, oh, I started out a long time. There is no doubt in my mind. Ooh, I to make Jesus my church. I don't feel no. Come on, Zion. From where I saw, yes, sir. Nobody told me that wrong. Everybody said, he brought me to leave me, to leave. Can we say that again? Take it if I don't feel no waste time. Never I come too far from where I start. Come on. No one said it would be easy. That's the road. But I don't believe. Everybody say I don't. Say it again. Tell your neighbor I don't. Tell again. I don't believe that. I've been through too much suffering to believe he's gonna leave me now. Say I won't believe. I won't. Say I won't. I ain't gonna believe that. Say I can't. I can't believe. Say I don't. Y'all got some good harmony. Oh, 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 I don't believe it. Won't believe it for nothing in the world. Hallelujah. Don't believe. Yeah. Oh, don't say I don't believe. To leave me. Sit down. I told you I like them songs. I just feel good. They used to sing another song. I know y'all don't know it. If you've been in church around, you should know it. Every day is a day of thanksgiving. God's been so good to me. And every day he's blessing. Every day is a day. Is a Take the time to glorify the Lord today. Oh, and he keeps blessing over and over. I know y'all don't know it. Oh, he opened my eyes that I might see. He's blessing me Tell your neighbor he take the time to glorify. Take the time to the Lord. Say it again. Take the time take the time sit down. He keeps over and over. He opened my eyes that I might see. He keeps take a time, take a time, take a time. All right, I feel good. Honor God for Bishop Brady. Give him a great, great big God bless you. If I did not have discipline, I would have broke my fast a long time ago. It's hard to fast when Bishop Brady is next to you. Because he keep on telling you the chicken tastes real good, prophet. You just ought to taste it. And then he said he the one that cooked it. Give Pastor Brady a great, great big God bless you. Come on, give Pastor Herman a great, great big God bless you. Bishop Bless. Give Bishop Brady a great big God bless you. My mama and my daddy is here. Give them a great, great big God bless you. I'm not gonna bother you. I'm not gonna bother you. Sit down. Jesus is here, church. I'm sorry. Sit down. For one devil change has come over. Everybody say, one devil change has come over. Everybody say change. Come on, say change. Say change. I'm so glad. I'm so glad he changed. Say change. Oh, change. Oh, change. I'm so glad. A wonderful. A wonder. I feel good. Lift your hands. Take me back. Take me back, dear Lord. This ought to be your prayer. To the place where I first received you. Think about what you're saying. Take me back. Take me back. Take me back, dear Lord, where I first believed. First believe. Can we say that again? You don't hear what you're saying. Come on, somebody say, take me back. I want to go back. Take to the place where I do. To the place where I first received it. Oh, I gotta go back. Wanna go back. Take not this Lord, where I first believed. I like that song. I feel that I'm so far from you. What's the next part? But still I hear you calling me. Those simple things. Those simple things that I once knew. The memories. The memories are calling me. I must confess. I must confess. Oh, I've been blessed. But still, my soul is not satisfied. Tell somebody there's got to be more. Renew my strength, restore my joy, and wipe away or dry my weeping eyes. Everybody say, take me back. I wanna go back to a place where I tell somebody, look at somebody, say, take me back. Oh, take me back, dear Lord, where I. Bless the Lord, we're glad to be here tonight, and we trust that God is getting ready to say something to you. If you want to know where I'm going, where I'm going, so come on. If anybody asks you where I'm going, where I'm going, so come on, tell them I'm I can't hear y'all. Come on. To be with my Lord. Oh, I'm going up beyond, going up beyond, going up beyond, to be with my Lord. What it say? I can take the pain, the heartache they bring. Confident in knowing I'll soon be gone. As God gives me grace, I run this race. When? Until I see my Savior face to face. Everybody say, come on, I'm going up beyond. I'm going. He went. Oh, I'm going up beyond it. Everybody's going up beyond it. Anybody going up beyond it. Sit down. All right, y'all ready for me to preach? Y'all tired of me singing now? Y'all like singing? I just see them the old time song. I can sing one y'all don't know. When Jesus comes, that's Sarah Jordan Power. All the tempter's power is broken. When Jesus comes, he'll wipe your tears away. He'll take your glue, boom, 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 and he'll fill your life with gladness or whatever. All is changed now that Jesus comes to save. I told you we'd know it. I'm yours, Lord. Everything I've got, everything I am, everything I'm not, I'm yours, Lord. Oh, try me now and see. Oh, see if I can be complete. All that I need is in Jesus. I know you don't know it. He satisfies. Joy He supplies. Life would be worthless without Him. All things in Jesus. Sit down. Y'all got to learn them songs. Amen. You got to learn them because, see, if you ever go through, them songs will help you. Father alone will know all about it. Father alone will understand why. Cheer up, my Lord, live in the sun. We'll understand it. We'll understand all about certain things about your walk with God you don't understand right now. But F-A-R, some people think it's saying Father, F-A-T-H-E-R. It's saying F-A-R-T-H-E-R. Father alone, you'll understand why you had to go through what you went through. Tell somebody, I don't understand it right now, but He'll explain it later. When we all get to heaven, I see them songs make me cry. What a day of rejoicing that will, when we all see Jesus, we will sing and shout. Oh, I want to see Him, look upon His face. See, y'all don't know them songs. There to sing forever of His saving grace. Hey, on the streets of glory, let me lift my voice. Come on. Cares are past. I'll be home at last, ever to rejoice. Tell somebody I gotta see Him. When I see Jesus, amen. When I see the one who died for me, amen. me over. Yeah. When I see Jesus. Hey, amen. Tell somebody I gotta see Jesus. Tell somebody I'm not suffering for nothing. I'm not crying for nothing. But I got to see his face. I got to hear him say, well done. Oh, well done. Sit down. Look at somebody next to you and say, neighbor, you might get excited about a house. You might get excited about a car. But I'm trying to see Jesus. That's why I keep putting up with all these folks. That's why I let you say what you want to say to me. If I wasn't trying to see Jesus, I would have gave up a long time ago. But I got something on my mind. Something. Sit down. I ain't suffering for nothing. I ain't blessing them that curse me for nothing. I'm not turning the cheek for nothing. I'm doing it because I got to see Jesus. Some of us come to church because it's just something to do. Hello. Some of us just go through the motions. I can tell you don't want to see Jesus because you don't treat people right. The Bible says, how can you say you love God whom you've never seen and don't even love your brother who you see every day? Tell somebody, I got to see Jesus. Tell somebody, I got to see Jesus. Tell somebody, that's why I'm living holy. Come on, see, you got to live this thing, church. I say that's why I'm living holy. That's why I'm not laying up with every Tom, Dick, and Harry. That's why I'm not a sissy or lesbian. That's why I'm not a hoe chasing, freemason, whiskey nipping, cocaine sniffing, pill popping, weed chopping, tobacco chewing, cigarette sucking, pipe up and skirt chasing, bingo gambling and midnight rambling devil. I'm trying to see Jesus. Oh, I gotta see it. Sit down. And when I told you I'm not preaching on tonight because I really want to minister to you. But I told you that when you stop focusing on people and focus on where you're going. So I'm going somewhere. I'm going where the wicked cease from troubling. and the weary shall be at rest. All the saints of the ages sit at his feet. Be blessed. That's where I'm going. So I can put up with y'all down here. You wanna know why I can put up with you down here? Because I know you ain't coming where I'm coming. So I'll go ahead and deal with you down here. Because when I get there, I won't have to deal with you. Yes, Lord. Yeah, you got to know how to treat folk. If you want to go to heaven, some of us think our titles give us right to mistreat people. Y'all might be quiet in your church. We think our accolades and our degrees, and because we got a little fur, we got a little bit of Jesus. Think that give you right to look down on somebody. But remember, if it were not for the blood, you'd be messed up too. Slap your neighbor, say, don't look down on nobody. Tell them you got a pass too. And if God was to put your pass on that screen, you'd hold up your finger and tiptoe out this building. Yes, Lord. First Samuel, the 9th chapter. I am so satisfied. That's Luther. I am so satisfied with my say. That's the right chord. Yeah. That's another old one. He means more to me than anything, anything that this world could ever offer. That's an old one. They said I wouldn't make it. They said I wouldn't be here today. They said I never amount. You remember that? To anything. But I'm glad to say, that's another Barnes song, that I'm on my way. And I'm moving more and the more each day. I like this part. There were many, guess what, that started out with me. But guess what? But now they're all, where are they? They're all gone away. Guess what? But I'm still holding on. Tell somebody, I'm still holding on. One more time. Tell them I'm still holding on to his. Anybody holding on? Come too far to give. You come too far to give up. It brought you too far. Especially those who have been living the life. Excuse me. Who have been living the life of holiness. See, that holiness is not a popular message now. You know, because sometimes when you preach holiness, you upset people. I told them they're not going to invite me on Larry King Live until they get ready for the truth. They brought one preacher on there and they asked him, they say, well, Pastor, do you think that atheists are going to hell? He said, well, you know, Larry, I don't like to judge. I wish they asked me. Atheists going to hell? Yep. Liars going to hell. I don't say homosexuals. That sounds too nice. I call them sissies, bulldaggers, booty bandits, Pokemon ministry. And if you don't repent, you're going to die and go to hell. I don't care if don't nobody tell you. I tell you. You know the only reason I'm talking about it because I see some sisters in here tonight. Don't get mad, just get delivered. Somebody scream up in here. Sit down. Undercover sissies. Look like Michael, but sound like Janice. Huh? On the down low. I see you in here tonight. You can hide from man, but you can't hide from God. The eyes of the Lord go to and fro in every place, beholding the good and the... Slap your neighbor, tell him he got his eyes on you. Y'all don't like that kind of preaching, do you? Y'all don't like that kind of preaching, do you? See, if we had some real men that would stand flat-footed and stop compromising, we wouldn't have all this mess in the church. We wouldn't have sissies on the praise team. We wouldn't have homosexuals in the musician pit. Y'all might have quiet in here. If somebody would make a stand up. Y'all might have quiet. Sit down. Tell somebody holiness is still right. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care if don't nobody preach it. You can't say you belong to God and live like you want to live. If any man be in Christ, he is a... Sit down. Somebody say, why are you messing with this tonight? Because I know what kind of people in here. Whenever you tell folk prophecy coming for, you attract all kinds. So you got some sinners in here come looking for a word, and I'm gonna give you a word tonight. Move that man out your house that ain't your husband. Hey! Move that man out. Sit down, y'all. Huh? So you gotta deal with this because the church in this hour is producing a bad generation. Let me show you something. You see how you got seedless watermelons now? There was a time when there was no such thing as a seedless watermelon. So you got seedless grapes. There was a such time when there was no such thing as seedless. But anytime you see something that does not come in its original form, mean that it's been tampered with. So the fruit that you're eating is not pure fruit, it's what you call a hybrid. You don't hear what I'm saying? Now, a hybrid is something that you can produce, but a hybrid cannot reproduce. You take a horse and a donkey, put them together, they're going to have what? A mule. But a mule can't produce another mule. And we wonder why the church in this hour isn't producing nothing. You don't hear what I'm saying? The reason there's no reproduction is because we're trying to mix spirit and flesh. Oh, y'all mighty quiet in here. And God said, I'm not coming back for no raggedy, messed up church, but I'm coming back for a church without spot or... Y'all ain't coming back, are you? Might as well wait out while you're here. Slap your neighbor, say, clean yourself up. When we hear the word fornication, we only think of two unmarried people coming together. But remember, the church is a woman. And whenever a false prophet gets up and spills unlawful seed, because the word is seed. So when a false prophet comes and spills unlawful seed, tell you what you want to hear. See, he gave us a word, say, preach the word, be instant, in season, out of season, reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long suffering and doctrine. Why? For the time will come where men will not endure sound doctrine. But are going to heap to themselves teachers having itching. That's our generation now. Don't like sound doctrine. No, don't do that, preacher. Don't tell me how I got to live. Just let me do what I want to do. I'll come to church. I'll come on Sunday. I'll come to, but don't tell me how I got to live. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because if you do that, that means that I'm going to have to break away from some people, some stuff, and some relationships. And there was a time when folk got saved, they were willing to give up everything. Not no more. Come up, say this little prayer. Say it. But you never changed. Slap your neighbor and say, you got to repent. See, the Bible don't say all of heaven rejoices over one sinner that believe and confess. All of heaven rejoices over one sinner that repented. Because see, I can believe and confess, but never forsake. Y'all mighty quiet in here. See, the demons believe also that there is one God and tremble. Yes, Lord. But repent means how I was, I can't be like that no more. Uh-oh. So if I was shacking, when I get home, I got to tell him, pack your bags. I hear a woman right now saying, I can't afford that. Two things I'm going to tell you. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. But secondly, let me tell you this. What you don't give up for God, you're going to end up losing anyway. Slap your neighbor, say, give it up. Tell them, give it up. His name is jealous. He said, I'm not going to have no other gods. There's some women in here that got testimonies that they made a stand for God, was living that kind of lifestyle, but God delivered them. Want to know why? Because they wanted to be delivered. Look at them standing up. God delivered them. There's some women in here can wave your hand and say, He delivered me. Say yes, Lord. So I'm going to help you. Come on, let's go to 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. Go to 1 Samuel 9. I am going back there. See that? First, 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. Let's get this quick. I'm going to get on out of your way because I want to help you. I want to prophesy tonight. I feel like prophesying. I saw some of y'all come here early for prophecy, but didn't come in early to pray. I wish I could have hit you with this mic while we was in prayer time. Bless the Lord. 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 15. Y'all on point today. Y'all moving quick. Who control the computer? Who do that? In the back. Oh, they moving quick today. 2:15 says study. All right? Look at somebody that says study. I remember now there's a spirit of deception in the land. And because there's a spirit of deception in the land, you cannot afford to get caught up in the hype. Come on, I need y'all talking back to me. You cannot afford to get caught up in the miracles and the dancing and the shouting and the power and spinning around in circles so much that you begin to worship. Get so caught up that you start worshiping because some of us don't worship God, we worship. We like the feeling that worship make you feel. We like moving, but we forget about the God of worship. Just like some people have faith in faith instead of faith in God. Why? Because if I have faith in faith, that means that I believe in the principles of faith, but I don't believe in the God of faith. Y'all might have quiet here. I'm preaching today. So because there's a spirit of deception in the land, you cannot afford to get caught up in the signs and the wonders and the miracles that are happening. What is happening in every great move of the Holy Ghost, they got so caught up in a man, or they got so caught up in the move that they forgot God. And God is so God, watch this, that either way he's going to be sanctified. I was sitting in prayer, and the day God began to deal with me, he said, the church is crying out for revival. I said, yes. He said, but I don't think they're really ready for revival. I said, why? He said, because remember, when the church walked in power, the same amount of power was the same amount of judgment. Notice in the book of Acts, there was so much power that Ananias and Sapphira came to the apostles, lied to the Holy Ghost, and what happened? They dropped dead. See, you got to understand that if God ever sends power in your life, watch this, either way, he's going to get the glory. If either he's going to get the glory by using you or by destroying you. You don't hear what I'm saying. See, remember the glory was so strong that the man rose up against Paul. And Paul was able to smote him with what? Blindness. The glory was so strong that there was a king named King Herod who got up there talking about how wonderful he was and how great he was. The Bible said that the angel smote him and killed him, and the worms ate up his body. So what happens is we sit and we say, Lord, we're ready for your power, we're ready for your anointing, but a lot of us are not, because if God was to send his glory with the sin in our life, it will cause judgment to come upon us, because everything in the glory is accelerated. You didn't hear what I just said. Tell somebody, everything in the glory speeds up. That's why when we get in the presence of God, you get your money quicker. When you get in the presence of God, a person who was supposed to be in a cast for 9 months, or not however many months you've been in a cast, 6 months, right? Yeah. Somebody supposed to be in a cast for 6 months. Doctors say don't take off that cast for 6 months. But because you get in the glory brings about miracles. Now, there's a difference between healing and miracles. Healing takes time, there's a process of time. But miracles come from the word do, re, mi. You know, like when you're saying music, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That word mi in that text is when you get ready to make the sound mi, it's only 0.528, which means that it's less than a second. So what God does is when he gives somebody a miracle, he subtracts time. And what should have happened in 6 months happens in less than a second. You don't hear what I'm saying? That's why it's called miracle. Miracle means ridiculous. Something ridiculous happens in less than a second. You don't hear what I'm saying to you? Slap your neighbor, tell him, get in the glory. Now, here you are. Because there's a spirit of deception in the land, the enemy, and see, that's why you can't afford to come to church with all these attitudes. Y'all might have quiet in here. You can't afford to come to church getting mad if somebody don't do things the way you want them to do. You up and mad, mean it in the junkyard, dog. Folk got to walk on eggshells around you, don't know how to treat you, because one day you might smile, next day you don't. One day you got the Holy Ghost, next day you don't. I've never seen a bunch of schizophrenic Christians in my life. Got to praise on Sunday, but we don't know where you belong on Monday. When you get this word on the inside, you can be steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, for as much as you know that your labor is not in vain. Slap your neighbor, tell him it ain't in vain. It ain't. So we as the church cannot afford, I'm almost done. We as the church cannot afford to come to church and be having all these attitudes. See, you got to understand that somebody, come on, I like to say this because it's the truth. Tell somebody, say somebody has been put in your life to get on your nerve. Slap your neighbor, say, I know who my person is. There's somebody that God has sent in your life to irritate you, agitate you, get on your nerve. But you better thank God for that person, because it's that person that got you on your knees. It's that person that got you keep coming to church because they keep putting you through so much. Huh? Slap your neighbor, say, thank God for my enemies. Yeah. So see, you got to really get in a place where there's nothing in your life. And let me tell you something. If you are easily offended, can't nobody tell you nothing. Can't take no correction. You will never. And remember, I told you, I don't care what you think gonna happen for you. Your ministry, your business, your talent, your gifting will never reach the place of its full maturity if you don't know how to receive correction. Y'all mighty quiet in here, church. Look at some people. Look at some people who you know are gifted, anointed, can sing, can whatever, but never reach the next level. Somewhere they failed the test. I have asked God to let such a spirit of humility rest upon me that even when I know I'm right, I don't defend myself. See, that's humility. Humility is knowing I'm right, but don't got to fight. Because I know God gonna fight my battle for me. Oh, y'all might have quiet in here, church. Lift your hands. Say, I got to operate in the spirit of humility. See, there are demons at the top. I said there are demons at the top. And there are certain demons that you need to get rid of in the infancy of your salvation. Because if you don't get rid of it at the infancy of your salvation, what that demon will do, watch this, that demon will promote you. That demon will take you to different places. That demon will let you get blessed. But what the devil will do to you, he'll take you there and then he'll bring you to an open shame. Y'all mighty quiet in here. Lift your hands, say, Lord, whatever's in my life that's not like you, that could hinder me, that could block me, that could stop me, get it out. You know, I'm learning never to say what's not in you because you don't know what's in you. Because remember, the heart is desperately wicked, deceitful above all things. So, you know, pride is a sneaky spirit. Pride. See? That's why uh, some singers, they come to my services, they be expecting me to be shocked because they there. I'm not impressed. I, I don't look for nothing. I don't go to no church looking for them to put me on the pulpit. I don't look for that. Because the Bible says it's better to be asked up than to be asked down. Ain't that the truth? Think about if I walked in here and went right to the pulpit, then somebody came in and they say, Prophet, we need you to go sit on the floor. That's shameful. Oh, that's shameful. Not impressed. The Lord spoke to me one time. He said, son, when you start believing, listen to this, Bishop Brady. I need you to sit up in your seat for this. Sit up. The Lord said to me, Bishop, he said, when you start believing what the people say about you, then you've been rejected. Right. When you believe all the hype, everybody telling you this, you that, you wonderful. God said, when you start believing it, that's when you know I've rejected you. Saul, huh? Heard the praises of the people. Then God rejected. I'd rather have the praises of God than the praises of men. Because can I tell you something? Can I really tell you the truth? Y'all ready? Close. 2 Timothy 15. Let me tell you. Let me tell you something. If you ever really do what God tell you to do, anybody gonna like you. You see? So that's why ain't see, that's why some of y'all not willing to pay that price. Because you want to be friends with the world. Start telling your unsaved family members that they got to live holy. See if they want to hang around you. Mighty quiet in here. Preachers,